Systems for certified and experimental aircraft. So I'll turn it over here and the podium is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm Jamie Lester. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing. I'm going to stand to the side here of the podium because I'm short. And we are announcing at EAA Oshkosh this year ADSB solutions for certified and experimental aircraft. To begin, I just wanted to go over a little bit about FreeFlight Systems as a company. We actually purchased the Trimble line about 10 years ago and have been in that market, and recently were acquired by Tim Taylor, who's our CEO currently. And he saw a niche market evolving for ADSB and wanted to take our company in a new direction, which is why we are announcing the new ADSB products, especially based upon the new ruling from the FAA. So currently we deliver several high-integrity avionics systems for the lowest possible price, including GPS systems, WASP-based GPS systems. We were the first company to actually have a remote mount WASP GPS certified. In addition, we have radar altimeters, memory management systems, and flight data recorders. We do have a team of professionals at FreeFlight Systems who are all aviation experienced professionals. Again, it was acquired 22 months ago by Tim Taylor. It is U.S. owned and operated. We have two facilities in one in Waco, Texas, and one for executive engineers in the Dallas, Texas area. We do have FAA certified engineering, manufacturing, and repair facilities, and hold 46 FAA TSOs. Again, we have an experienced management team. Tim Taylor, who's our CEO, has 35 years of defense and aerospace electronics experience, mostly at Elbit and Honeywell. In addition, John DeBusk, who's our VP of engineering, he has 25 plus experience working for Lockheed for 20 of those years. We also have Dr. James Davis, who's our Chief Technology Officer. He essentially reads everything that has to do with MOPS and TSOs and guides us in the right direction. And then myself, I've been in the industry for actually 14 years and worked at various general aviation companies. So to the good stuff. The final ADSB ruling by the FAA was published on May 27th of this year, indicating that all aircraft that fly in airspace that currently requires Mode A or Mode C transponders would need to be equipped with an ADSB out system by January 1st, 2020. I'm going to go over the high-level ADSB ruling just to kind of explain why we are positioning ourselves where we're positioning ourselves. And if anybody needs any additional information on ADSB, let me know afterwards. In addition, they've announced that they are planning to add future functionality and features to that as well. What do you need to have ADSB in? You have to have a valid ADSB out system. FISB is currently broadcast to anybody who's out there who wants to receive FISB. However, the FAA has indicated to us that they are going to modulate the ground stations and power them down if they do not have an ADSB client in sight. So aircraft will not be able to receive a full FISB picture unless they are providing a valid out signal. In addition, the traffic that is sent up is based upon the aircraft's current location, which is why the requirement for a high-integrity GPS source. Most of the time, GPSs work and give you a good idea of where the aircraft is. However, occasionally they are inaccurate, which is why, again, it requires a WASP, where it is much higher integrity and a better position source than, for example, TSO 129 GPSs. TISB is transmitted on both 1090 and 978. FISB, however, is only offered on 978. This is weather that we received over ADSB. It's the exact same weather as you received from XM and display on any of the current displays that are out there right now. Provide the same weather information, graphical, NEXRADs, METARs, TAFs, winds aloft, My understanding is they're going to be offering additional services as well, but those haven't been announced yet. What we are trying to do is provide the lowest cost solution for aircraft owners to comply with A, the mandate, and then B, take advantage of the services that are available to them over 978 ADS-B. So we are announcing the RANGR E ADS-B for experimental aircraft. It is designed to meet designed and tested to meet the TSO requirements that are required as the minimum operating procedures for ADS-B. However, it will not actually be TSO'd. And we will have multiple products, either a standalone transceiver with GPS. We'll also have a transceiver which has a transmitter and receiver built in without a GPS. We will have a transmitter only and a transmitter with GPS. And again, the GPS will be tested and designed to TSO C145, and the transmitter will be designed and tested to TSO C154C, which is the latest TSO. In addition, we're going to have the RANGR ADS-B for general aviation aircraft. They look exactly the same. Same hardware, pretty much the same software, however, it will be completely TSO'd to meet TSO 134C again for the transmitter and 145 for the GPS. In addition, ADS-B again requires a simple control head to enter the squawk code. This is a matrix which gives you an idea of what all is included with the systems, be it an internal GPS, internal transmitter, whether it has a built-in receiver, whether it's ADS-B compliant. The RANGR-E is asterisk there because without a control head, it is technically not ADS-B compliant, but one could add a control head at any point and become ADS-B compliant. In addition, we wanted to provide some guarantees to purchasers of our experimental version. Much like transponders currently, the easiest way to get one installed into any aircraft is to have it be TSO'd. However, the mandate actually states it just has to be designed and tested to those TSO requirements. It doesn't actually have to hold a TSO sticker. If for some reason there is a problem getting that signed off as ADS-B compliant at any time, we are going to offer an upgrade to any non-TSO equipment and make it TSO. A customer would simply need to send in the piece of equipment to us. We would test it again, make sure that it was compliant, add a TSO sticker, and send that same box back to the customer. Again, with TSB and FSB, in the future, the FAA may change how they send that information out. So we want to make sure that everybody is aware of that and educated that if you're not an ADS-B client, you may not be receiving all of the benefits in the way that you could be. In addition to not being ADS-B compliant without a control head, you will also not have things such as extended ATC coverage and search and rescue capability that the FAA has announced as part of the ADS-B services. Things to remember as far as the non-TSO versions upgrades refer to, as I mentioned before, sending in the same piece of equipment, having us upgraded to a TSO and send that back out. It doesn't include sending in a transmitter and having it upgraded to a transceiver, for example. Pricing and availability, this was crucial. We spent a lot of time looking at where we could price these products to hopefully encourage people to go ahead and update now and to add ADS-B compliance to their aircraft. We understand that it's not mandated until 2020, but again, we're providing something that will allow pilots to get traffic information and data link weather in their cockpit. And if you look at these prices here in comparison, for example, if you purchase an XM data link receiver by any manufacturer out there that provides that, that costs more than an ADS-B transceiver. In addition, a tax traffic system for general aviation costs more than our transceiver. So for less money, you actually get the benefit of both traffic and weather in the cockpit. So our certified products range in price from $3,795 up to just below $7,000. Availability for those will be the end of the year for the transmitter, to Q3 of 2011 for the transceiver, which would include the receiver built in. For the experimental version, it priced anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500. In addition, there is a standalone receiver that is offered for $1,200, but again, the receiver is not going to work in the future without a transmitter for ADS-B out.